It's summer, and you might be in the middle of a no structure nightmare. If you're like me, you find that having no structure during the summertime months can actually make it really hard for you to function in ways that you function perfectly well in other parts of the year. So today we're going to address the summer no structure nightmare. So while others are doing lots of fun activities and finding ways to enjoy the longer days and having barbecues and taking their kids to different camps, cleaning out their closets, doing some extra reading, and all the while maintaining the other aspects of their responsibility, like making dinners and cleaning the house and going to their job, you might be finding that everything feels like too much and you are overwhelmed and not able to make decisions and just not able to get any of those things you thought you could get done in the longer summer days done at all. The problem is that routine and structure are the things that help keep our cognitive brain functioning. And as soon as routine and structure go out the window, so does that pump of adrenaline or ability to keep fuel going to our executive functioning. And so our prefrontal cortex, this part of our brain that helps us make higher level decisions and think through rationally on the different aspects of our day and things we need to get done, tends to go offline. It's a lot like you continuously keep running out of gas in your car, and yet your fuel pump says that you have gas. And so you're confused. You're like, it's summer, I'm getting plenty of sleep. Why am I feeling like I'm moving through quicksand and not getting anything done? So there's some very simple things we can do to help us create some structure and routine during this period of time that lacks some of that structure and routine. So the first step is you actually have to find, where can I create routine? For me this summer, I found that my most fun area of routine is that every Tuesday night we're playing kickball as a family through a summer kickball league. And so every single Tuesday night, I know that I will be at the baseball diamond from 6 to 8 p.m. with my picnic lunch and or dinner, and that is what our family is doing. And so wherever you can create structure, try to create it. And if possible, create structure around things that are fun too, because if you only structure those things that you have to do or your responsibility, it's going to continue to deepen this resistance you might have to being involved in structure at all. And so structure something fun and let that, knowing that you have that weekly thing on your calendar, that will hopefully offset some of the, I don't know what to do with this free time, because you have a little bit less of it. The more managed our time is, often the more highly we function well with the time that is remaining. So see where you can add some structure. And it's okay to add some structure that is of the less fun variety. So if you need to clean out your closets, then put it on your calendar for a specific period of time. And don't structure too long to do a non-preferred task. I call them NPTs for short. And those pesky NPTs can really get us offline because we don't want to do them. But if you structure on Thursday, as soon as I get home from work, I'm doing 30 minutes of a non-preferred task before I move on to something else, then you're more likely to actually follow through and get that non-preferred task done. So go ahead and schedule a couple things. Schedule something fun every week and schedule that pesky NPT that you're not getting done also onto your schedule on a routine, regular basis. It will help you keep up with your chores. It will help you to feel like you're not stuck in quicksand and you're actually making some progress. Now, when you're doing those pesky non-preferred tasks, I highly recommend that you use a time timer. This is a visual representation of time, not a digital clock or your watch, or even definitely not your cell phone, because who knows what else that could distract you from. But this is an actual timer that, if I was smart, I would be holding one up right now, but I don't have it with me. But it is a timer that actually shows you the passage of time through a color-coded segment. And so you're going to see, I have this much time to complete this task. And so that actually helps give you some urgency because you need to get it done within that period of time, or at least you need to get something of that project done. It's okay to not finish a project during a set period of time. The goal is to make progress. If I do a little bit every day on the same closet, eventually the closet will be done. The goal is to be doing more organization than you are disorganizing the same space, and eventually you'll finish. The same is true for to-do lists. As long as you are getting more done off the to-do list every day than you're adding to it, then you're making progress in the right direction. And so you always want to make sure that you find that balance. If our work is all work and no play, we're doing only non-preferred tasks, we're going to burn out and we're not going to feel very good about ourselves. And so you want to create some balance. With that, I always recommend brain training, which looks like this. Every day I wake up and the first thing I do during the day is something non-preferred. So if you don't like to make your bed, you wake up, you make your bed. I've had clients who tell me they wake up and they immediately start exercising, or they immediately get in the shower if they don't like to shower, or they immediately pick out clothes for the day. Whatever your non-preferred task is, you immediately do that as soon as you wake up. And then when that's done, then you immediately reward yourself by doing something you do prefer. If you like to eat breakfast, or I love to make breakfast, if you like to do that, then go do that next. And then as soon as that task is done, again, you want to move to a non-preferred task. The idea is to alternate from a non-preferred to a preferred, non-preferred to a preferred. And by doing so, what you're actually doing is lowering your resistance to doing non-preferred things. You are rewarding yourself for every single thing that you don't like to do by doing something you do like afterwards. And so try to keep that rhythm up and you will find great success. You would not go up to your dog, if you have a dog, and hand them a treat and then say, okay, lie down. No, you tell the dog to lie down and then you give them the retreat or the praise or whatever they like to receive. And so do the same thing for yourself. Do that non-preferred pesky task that you don't like to do, go pay those bills, and then go for a walk or do the thing that you enjoy. Now, the last step of today's 3-part process is to also work on body doubling. Many of you are probably familiar with this if you follow any of my blogs or other ADHD coaches or things of that nature. You probably have heard this term. Body doubling is the idea that someone else knows what you're working on and they're not helping you, you're not talking to them about it. They're just in that space with you so that your brain has a little bit of a captive audience. When you think you're performing for someone else, you're going to do better. And so if you say to someone, I'm going to go work on this, and they're close by, then you're more likely to stay engaged with that task because someone else knows you're doing it. And so use a body double. And just like I put in the blog this month, I highly recommend that if you don't have anyone with you, that you just text someone what you're doing. And you can pick any friend in your camera or in your contacts and just send them a little text with what you're about to do. I love to send a before and after picture. If you're organizing, this works really well because it also gives you this awesome dopamine hit to see the before and after for yourself. So take a picture of that space that you're trying to organize, or take a picture of the recipe you're about to make. And then when you're finished, send whoever you texted their end results. And not only will you likely receive kudos from your friend or whoever it is that you shared that with, but you might also inspire them to tackle their next non-preferred task. And so in some ways, you're paying it forward just by asking them, or actually creating in them, a body double for yourself. So go enjoy your summer. Try not to let the lack of routine throw you off of your balance so far and keep you from your executive functioning. You can absolutely executive function well, even in the summer months, if you just create some routine in your life. Remember to include fun, and also use your time timer and find a body double wherever you can. So best luck with your summer. And if you need any help or need some support, you know who to reach out to, my EF coach. Have a great day. Also, if you appreciated anything from this post, I ask that you subscribe or recommend this channel to your friends. Have a great day.